Shri Matre Namaha, Shri Rama Raksha Sarva Jagat Raksha. Before getting into the topic, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you motivate us in bringing out the sacred content to you all. So, I already had a talk on Goddess Mahakali. If you did not yet listen to that, go listen to that. It might be really very useful for you. So, let's explore more. Let's talk more about Mahakali. So, as I told you before, that our understanding develops as we develop more in our own awakening journey, right? So as I told you that before my awakening I did not know anything about her, but then after my awakening the energy started to show up. The Mahakali's energy started to show up in the form of synchronicities, etc. I had never done something specific for ascending in my ascension journey. Everything happened so naturally. And I had a spontaneous kundalini awakening, so everything happened very naturally. I did not do anything by myself. Okay, I did not do anything by myself till date, except for if the divine insists me to do something, then only I'll do something. Otherwise everything is almost, my entire journey is like a natural journey. Organically everything happened and everything fell into place. Okay, so when I started to get the synchronicities, then I started to see who is this goddess is actually. I know her, but I don't know her. I was in that state where I felt like I know her. She's goddess Mahakali. Okay, she looks in certain form and she's having certain kind of weapons. I know her. I know she's Mahakali, right? So I thought I know her, but I only know that much. Okay, so then when after my awakening journey I had an awakening, like, who is this goddess? Why there are so many kind of synchronicities happening? And who is she? I want to know about her. Like that I started to think, because as soon as I opened the YouTube, till that point I did not ever listen to any kind of spiritual videos or god or goddess videos. No, nothing. I only used to be a normal student who used to do her studies, and who used to only see the YouTube for her for very casual 3D girly things. That's it. Otherwise nothing else. Okay, I never browsed about anything which is spiritual or related to goddess or kundalini till that time. I never did that. Okay, and suddenly the YouTube, the serial comes in, like Mahakali Anti Arambe, and it appeared from nowhere on YouTube, and it happened like a synchronicity. And this is like my initial phases of my synchronicities before my awakening journey. And this thing came, and it was not going from my feed. Again and again I'm just removing it, and it's not going from my feed. And at that point I was not at all interested in any kind of spirituality and nothing like that, because I was not a spiritual person. I was not interested in any. I did not even actually know what awakening and kundalini and all these things are. I did not know. As I told you before, I just know the certain kinds of gods or goddesses exist in our history, that much. That's all. And I'm just doing my own living my own 3D life. That's it. So this synchronicity happened, and it happened again and again. I started to receive the pictures, the the things about the serial on my social media, everywhere. Okay, so I used to think that who is she? Now my doubt started. Now suddenly, all of a sudden, that is the starting point of the transformation, the change in my life, 360 degrees change. And it felt like, oh my god, I this is the first time I'm experiencing something which is really very different, which is beyond 3D, which is beyond my understanding, which is beyond my imagination, etc. The synchronicities everywhere, it started to happen. The butterflies, the numbers, the pictures of the gods and goddesses, everything we experience in our awakening journey, everything started to happen. And then when this serial came in front of me, I started to question myself, who is she actually is. That is the first time I felt like I wanted to know her. And who is she? Even after years of awakening, and I'm like, who is she? Because as I told you, the human mind, for our human mind, it is very difficult to comprehend and understand the deities, because they are beyond our understanding. With whatever capacity and capability we understand them, we interpret them, and we help and we share with the fellow humans, so that we all can grow in our own respective journeys. That's how it works. That's how it worked for everyone who was in this path from ages, from ages you don't where you were not even born. Okay, so those of them who are always coming here on earth, they always try to interpret different deities, and according to their own understanding, and according to their own consciousness level, and according to their own experiences, and according to what the goddess want them to you know interpret them. And it is also that the goddess is making them do that, and it's not they are doing it. It's, you have to understand that also. And only in this earth realm, only the amount of information which is required for us, only that much information we actually access. Okay, for suppose say there is 100% of information in different realms. Okay, so from that 100%, only 30% information might be available for that, and from that 30% also, not everybody will be able to access that entire 30%. That 30% is like 100% of information for the earth beings. Okay, so Mahakali is huge. She is like in every dimension. Okay, so from the different dimensions, from her infinite dimensions, we are only only we can get access about that only 30%. Only 30% information can reach our earth. Okay, from the 30% also, okay, there are so many humans who are like ultra level spiritual, ultra masters. They are like highly spiritual people who are divine beings, who are born divine. Okay, they are not suddenly they are not waking up. They are they came here woke up only. They are like those kind of beings which I am talking about, and only those beings can access at some 20% from that 30%. Okay, so and those beings are rishis, and our ancient munis. Rishis are those beings, and they give us this 20% information, whatever they have, okay, to us and for the generations to come. And we from whatever 20% information they are giving, and from that 20% information also, whatever they said to us, we actually interpret us again in our own way. So for us, okay, normal people, and who are in the beginning stages of awakening, who are in this generation, okay, rishis who are in the I'm talking about the rishis who access the 20%, and those rishis are also from different timeline, and they are very highly spiritual than the people in our Kali Yuga. Okay, they are not like they seem like us. Okay, the consciousness of Kali Yuga people and the Kali Yuga incarnations are different from the consciousness of the people who in the different yugas. And from that different yugas, things are coming down to us. Okay, and from that 20% also, we it passed down. Half of the things are already lost. Okay, we only are left with some 10% something like that now available. Okay, half of the knowledge is lost somewhere somehow, and some people spoiled it, some people distorted, etc. So many things have happened, and only we are left with the 10% in that Kali Yuga. And in the 10% also, we only understand, if we are going correctly, we only understand 5%. Now you tell me that whatever we think is so like we only understand it from our own perspective. Okay, we only understand things from our own consciousness level, identity, perspective, and also at the times which we are living at. Because now in our yoga, we are so busy with so many things. Okay, so many factors. We are so busy with our own life that we don't actually go inwards. Okay, only some jhatka, some awakening happens, then we get realized that, oh my god, we are in something different, some different journey, etc. Otherwise we are just sleeping. Okay, so divine will give us that jhatka, and from that jhatka, from that shock, from that soul shock, so we, after the soul shock, we at least try to will be trying to interpret that 5% which we are left with. Okay, so if you want to interpret at least that 5% correct, then what you have to do is you have to go deep within you, and you have to research by your own, and you have to use your own personal discernment to discern with what information you are receiving from out there, from the external. Because whatever you are receiving from the external might be or might not be true. So whatever you are watching, listening, reading, hearing, so everywhere you use your own personal discernment, because it is very important in this Kali Yuga. As I told you, that half from the 20% also which our rishis gave us, already 10% is lost, and it got manipulated, and it, people show it in their own own way, and the anti-forces, they have used it for their manipulated it for their own benefit, and so many things happened in between, right? So because you should not get lost in this journey, and you should not be feel confused, or you should not be like you should not be stuck in that bulaya. So if you don't want to get stuck into that bulaya, so use your personal discernment. It's very important, okay? It's very, very important, okay? And as I told you, when from that 10%, we only at least because we are in the ascension journey now, at least we have a chance of understanding that 5%. So if you want to understand that 5%, so what you can do is, you can actually, if you have any kind of experiences, you don't judge it immediately. Like, if suppose you are getting any kind of experience after your awakening journey, don't judge it immediately and wait for years to come, because whatever experience you are getting this year, and whatever understanding you have about that experience this year, the same understanding of that experience might change in the next year. Why I am telling this? Because it happened with me. Okay, so the experience, if you have any about your ascension journey, if you have that experience, maybe if you are in a hurry to interpret that, and if you are in a hurry to understand what is that experience is, you might not be able to interpret it rightly. So don't be very quick to get into that conclusion, because I have done this mistake. I was so confused about whenever before, in the starting, it was nice only in the initial phases of awakening, but then in between I came across so much of manipulation, confusion, and externally also I am getting and attracting the people who confuse me, who manipulate me, or I'm attracting something which will confuse me, or because it's not about the external, because I created some confusion within, because I have seen things in the collective, etc., etc. So I was so confused about certain things, about certain deities, etc. So I was, because this is a maya place, okay? So whenever you are moving forward in your journey, you will be getting to that zone where you will be confused. You will the maya will play out, and you will feel like you are confused. You are not understanding what is right and what is wrong, which path to go, what should be the right approach, okay? So whenever you are in that confused state, stop, pause, reflect within, use your personal discernment, listen to your heart, and wait. Waiting is very important. Sometimes we don't have patience. We will feel like, okay, I should complete this ascension journey in some 2 to 3 months, then I'm done, and I'll just get back to normal. After that, I can get back to normal. But this is not a journey which you will complete in 2 to 3 months or 6 months or 1 year. It's a lifelong process. So you have ample amount of time. So don't judge your experiences immediately. Develop that patience. Whatever experiences you're getting in your own journey, just journal it. And every time, because why I'm telling you to journal it is because the same experience which you are getting, the experience might be, you might interpret and understand that experience maybe 3 years later, maybe 4 years later. You might not understand it in this present month where you got the experience, or on this present year where you got that experience. You might understand that experience after some 4 years, 5 years, or 10 years. You never know, because divine don't work in according to our timings. Human timings are different, divine timings are completely different, okay? So that's how it works, okay? Hope you are getting some help out of whatever I'm talking here. So this is one thing I wanted to say. And also, there's a serial about Mahakali, which I saw during, as soon as I got awakened. As I told you that the serial was completely in my feeds and etc. So serial name is Mahakali Anthi Aram Hai, okay? It is a Hindi serial, and if you feel called to, and if some of you might have already watched it, and some of you might not have watched it yet. So if you did not watch that yet, and if you are in the beginning stages of awakening journey, if you are going through some shadow phase, or if you are going through some kind of a dark night of soul, you can watch it. Or if you want to understand Mahakali, you can watch that serial, because as I told you before in my previous video, that you use your personal discernment also while watching that, because everything it is a very nice serial, especially the Shiva character, which Saurabh Jain he have done. He has done amazing thing. So at least you will have a brief understanding. At least you will have a lot of understanding about Mahakali after watching that serial. I like watched every episode and every scene of that serial, everything from starting point to ending point. I watched everything. I did not even miss a single scene because I was so much hooked to that serial. And at the initial phases of my awakening, I was going through dark night of soul. I was not understanding what to do, and I had a spontaneous Kundalini awakening, and I did not understand where to go, whom to seek help. I did not know anything. I was so scared because so many dark attacks were also going on. I did not know what to do. I just started to, somehow this serial came up like it's like a divine protection. It acted like a divine protection, and this gave me so much courage. If you watch the serial, you will understand it yourself, because this serial gave me a hope to life, hope to live, hope to something new. Okay, a hope for the courage. Okay, so this serial took all the fears out of me. Okay, so initial phases of awakening is really very difficult, and it is a very difficult phase. So yeah, I have, after so many years, I got through it. But then, those of you who are still in that phase, you can watch it, because it's really very helpful. And you will become a girl who will be like more courageous. Whatever you were before, you will have a entire understanding of a very different dimension, and you will tap into the dimension of Mahakali. Okay, so if you feel called to, you can watch it. And don't take, and whenever I'm suggesting any serial or movie or anything, okay, don't take it literally. Like whatever is shown in the serial, it is not exactly like that, or exactly it should be how it is, because things might be different. Only you are going there to understand Mahakali a little bit more. Okay, if you are keeping that in mind, and if you are open minded, and then you watch it, and whatever you have to take from that, only take those points. Okay, for example, when I watched that serial, I only took whatever resonates and whatever I felt is correct for me, and for my understanding, and for my consciousness, and for whatever which I felt that whatever is resonating with resonating with me. I only took that thing, and I gotten rid of every other thing which they show in the serial. As I told you that Mahakali is beyond her understanding, but then some kind of understanding we can get from it. And so you can, if you want to know about her, if you want to get a better understanding of her, because she is the goddess who is not a shadow goddess. This is also a very big misconception. She is not a shadow goddess. She is goddess who takes us out of the shadows. She is a goddess who helps us do our shadow work, deep shadow work. She is the one who helps us do our deep shadow work. In my next video, I'll tell you how she will help you do your deep shadow work. Okay, because now it's already long. So in my next video, it's coming up, how she will help you in your shadow work. So do watch it, because I'll take you slowly through it, and I'll take you slowly in a one video you cannot digest the entire thing. Okay, so we'll go slowly step by step, and I'll tell you how you should do your shadow work properly, so that you can see the transformation in your own awakening journey. Okay, and there are so many things, so many secrets which I have to talk about Mahakali. I'll tell that also. Okay, so start by watching that. If you did not yet watch that serial, start it. Okay, start it and finish the entire serial. And in that they also mentioned about the Shakti Peeths, Jyotirlings. Okay, very important things. Okay, you can watch that also. And they also mentioned about different things about Shiva and Mahakali and Kartikeya and Ganesha. But don't take anything literally. Only take what you feel is right and leave the rest. Okay, but there is so much of knowledge which you can get, at least a beginner level of knowledge which you can get from that one. Okay, and especially the dialogue which she tells. Okay, that dialogue itself, only on that dialogue I can explain for 1 hour. Okay, that is such a powerful dialogue. And when you are watching that serial, you notice and you try to listen to that dialogue very carefully. I'll tell you in my future videos why I'm asking you to do that. Okay, the dialogue is something like अंत में आरंभ में कर्म में मोक्ष में all like that she will tell. Okay, so it is a very powerful dialogue, and in the background music also they will add that अंत ही तू आरंभ तू कर्म है तू मोक्ष भी तू. Okay, अंधकार भी तू प्रकाश भी तू, etc. So this is a very powerful song and a dialogue, and every time in the serial, every time at least one time in per episode it will come. Okay, so do notice and listen to that very carefully. In my next video I'll help you interpret the dialogue. Okay, so this is how you begin to understand, this is how we begin to understand the deities. Okay, our deities who help us in our own ascension journey. Okay, so there are so many myths about goddess Kali, and there are so many misinterpretations of goddess Mahakali, misunderstandings about Mahakali. Let's break the veil, let's break the illusion, so that we help each other ascend, so that I help you in some or the other way in your own ascension journey, so that I feel honored, to help you all in breaking these veils. Okay, so let's break this veil and let's move forward in the ascension journey. So hope this helps you in some or the other way, and the more you will break the veil, the more you will break your illusions, the more you will level up to a next level of consciousness. That's why it's very important to break the veil, break your illusions, break that Maya. This Maya is also created by goddess only, but then she creates that Maya and she wants you to break that. Not only she creates the Maya, but also she is like she is both the doer and the doing. Okay, she herself creates the Maya, she herself gives you the clue, she herself helps you break through this veil. Okay, she herself chooses somebody or some vessel to speak about her. She herself also chooses somebody, some vessel to misinterpret about her. It's all her leela, all her Maya. But then you have to choose what you are choosing. You have to choose if you want to break that illusion or if you want to stay in that illusion. If you want to stay in that illusion, then it's your wish. But if you want to break that illusion, you have an option. The moment you choose to break your illusion, things will change. The channels will appear, the information will appear, the right knowledge will appear, the things which will help you to break your illusion will appear. Okay, the choice is all yours. The moment you choose that you want to break the veil, you want to move forward in your ascension journey, things will start to flow to you by the universe, by Mahakali, by any different deity which you are, whoever is your favorite god or goddess. They will show you the path, they will show you the way, they will show you the videos like this. Okay, so that you can break your veil, so that you move forward in your ascension journey. So always it's your choice, it's your one thought which will change your entire world, entire universe. Okay, जैसी दृष्टि वैसी सृष्टि, जैसे सोच वैसी दृष्टि, जैसी दृष्टि वैसी सृष्टि. So it all starts with your thought. If you can think that if you want to ascend, if you can think that if you want to break the illusion, if you can affirm that if you want to break the illusion, the things will appear in front of you. Changes will appear, you will see changes, you will see transformation. All you have to do is you have to be sure of your choices and your decisions. If you are deciding that you want to break the veil, if you are deciding that you want to ascend, if you are deciding that you want to have the right knowledge, the knowledge will appear in the form of videos or posters or in the form of serials or anything it can be. In the form of your own intuition, in the form of your own inner guru, or in the form of a divine guidance, some kind of a guidance in some form will appear to you. But only when you decide to move forward in your ascension journey, but only when you decide to break that veil, it will appear. So thank you so much for tuning in. Sri Ramaraksha Sarva Jagat Raksha Sri Matre Namaha.